first challenge in integrating governance, risk, and compliance is to recognize that there's a need for integration. If you don't sense that there's a need or that this is a pain point and this is just another consultant's dream, then say it, right? Move on. But if you believe that, as we do, that integrating governance, risk, and compliance could be a huge enabler, then the first step is to get your management team to agree that at some level in your organization, the integration of those three across silos is an absolute key to success. So the first step, quite frankly, is recognition at the very top of the organization that there's a business need. And our argument is that there's a lot of factors that are driving the need for integrated governance, risk, and compliance. Sarbanes-Oxley. Sarbanes-Oxley came in, and even the best organizations in this country were not adequately prepared, even though internal controls and the need to have effective controls has been around since the beginning of U.S. business with and 20 or 30 years ago with the Cohen report and different SEC rules. Effective internal controls is not new. But what happened, this is not like a big discontinuity that should have been anticipated, right? But what happened is even the best, as I alluded to earlier, the best companies in this country wound up throwing massive amounts of resources, partially, and in a good part, because the regulations are so dysfunctional, but partially because they did not have an integrated approach to any one of those three elements. Compliance, typically what they did was pulled a special SWAT team together at extreme cost. Risk management, the R in GRC, to the extent that it was practiced, it might be in the treasury organization looking at finance and cash and hedge type of risk, interest rate fluctuations, but not a holistic approach to managing risk as part of the fabric of your business performance. And then, compliance, the fact of the matter is that it might be that the same resources that are focused on one area of compliance are fungible enough to work on another area of compliance, because healthcare industry with HIPAA regulations and such. So, I think organizations are beginning to see the light that integrated GRC and the recognition from the top and perhaps integrating the disparate pieces will enable them to handle the next SOX, God forbid, or the next industry discontinuity, because there always are industry discontinuities. They may not affect all industries, all sectors, all businesses at the exact same time, but I came from telecom, and we had our share of industry discontinuities that some were just telecom and others were broader macroeconomic, when the internet bubble burst, for example. That impacted telecom disproportionate to, say, healthcare. So the point is that, more and more vendors are getting into this space. I think if you just Google on GRC a year ago relative today, you'll see a exponential increase. Look at the technology vendors getting into the space, big technology vendors, and they're pretty savvy outfits, whether it's Oracle or IBM or SAP. They wouldn't be getting into this business if they didn't think that there was either going to be or was a huge market. When you look at Forrester Research, AMR Research, Gartner, all of whom are estimating billions of dollars of GRC potential. Now, what that gabillion is, it doesn't matter, but the billion is what matters. We think that certainly there's an aspect of that for inside finance professionals to play a role in integrated GRC. And that kind of ties into the ability to do risk-based assessments on a business process that not only satisfies compliance needs, but as we alluded to earlier, also helps to drive business performance if done appropriately.